This might get confusing for a little bit. Now recently I've been talking about Granblue Fantasy Versus, a game by Arc Systems, a 2D fighter, and even though I'm talking about Granblue again today, I'm talking about a completely different game. And I want to make sure you guys understand that. If the title says Granblue Fantasy Versus, that is the Arc Systems game, this game I'm going to talk about is called Granblue Fantasy Relink, and it's from one of my favorite video game developers, Platinum Games. They make some of the best action games out there. Now it seems that I've been neglecting this game for quite a while, mostly because I didn't know what Granblue Fantasy was until Arc Systems revealed that game and I started looking into it. And now that I'm all caught up in the anime, which is nothing to brag about because apparently the anime just serves as sort of an introduction to the Granblue Fantasy universe and doesn't really go in depth into the best things about Granblue Fantasy, I've decided it's about time we sit down and learn more about this project from Platinum Games. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna watch for the first time the first gameplay that they've shown, the 2 trailers that they've shown, and the most recent gameplay that they had, which was a pretty big demo. I might pause it here and there to analyze some stuff. I might rewind, I might rewatch some stuff, but for the most part, I'm just gonna watch everything uninterrupted. Alright, and this is the first gameplay snippet that we got. We got Catalina as the playable character walking around town, and it seems to be a pretty sizable town. If it's one of those games where, hey, do you see those trees out in the distance? You can go there. Which, honestly, that's just standard for most games right now. I think that's a kid? And a female character that's not a kid. She was just kneeling. So you can see characters interacting with each other. It seems a pretty lively world. You don't hear them speaking or anything because it's an early build, most likely. None of them seem to interact with the player, but maybe you can interact with them. But they did work on a lot of animation. Is that just an old man, or was that like a rabbit person? There's a lot about the Granblue Fantasy universe that I still don't know. That house is tilted. That's not how regular houses look. Maybe it has some significance. I'm not recognizing this location. The anime goes through a few of them, a few locations in this world, and the world does seem quite interesting. I am not recognizing this one, so maybe it takes place before, after, who knows. Catalina did have some time on her own before she joined the crew that the main character is a part of, or the main character is a captain of. Okay, so there's the ship in the sky. So this is after they meet up. Because only after they meet up do they assemble a crew, and they have that ship in the back where they travel to many different places. If you ever watched One Piece, it's a similar premise. The captain wants to get to a place that most people don't believe is real. Everyone calls him crazy, and his crew members just believe him and trust him with everything they got. And he also believes that this place is real and doesn't listen to what anyone tells him. So just kind of naively believes and keeps traveling in that direction because his father once sent him a letter saying that the place was real. From here, I think, yeah, from here it jumps to a gameplay section with combat. So this is our first look at combat, and we see a lot of characters. I recognize Rackham and Io. I don't know who that third guy is, but he has a flaming sword. So it's safe to say it will go beyond the anime for sure. This fighting system reminds me a little bit of Ni no Kuni. Maybe a little bit more action-oriented. Because in Ni no Kuni you can really dodge attacks. It was kind of a turn-based battle disguised as a normal thing. A normal, you know, action third-person game. In this case, like the movement is very similar to something like Ni no Kuni, but it's more action-focused, where you can dodge attacks at will. And like your different playable characters, I bet they will all have this menu on the right, with 4 special attacks each, and then something on R1 and R2. And my kanji isn't that good yet. my kanji is terrible. Not even that good. That good does not even begin to cut it. That's a big boss, a big shield. That is a cool attack animation. So like, my concern with Platinum Games is always the same. Platinum Games seems to have an A team and a B team. The A team is responsible for the big games you know, Metal Gear Rising, Bayonetta, Nier Automata. The B team is responsible for games like The Legend of Korra, which I was actually a fan of. Most people don't like that one. The Legend of Korra, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers Devastation. I'm forgetting one game, I believe. But anyway, the B team games have gotten worse and worse as time went. So with the concern when hearing, oh, Platinum Games is making it, it's always like, is it the A team or the B team? And this is clearly the A team work. This is not that generic hack and slash action that the B team keeps recycling to multiple properties. And I actually don't know if they're still around, if they're still making games. But every time I hear Platinum Games, even though they're one of my favorite developers, I always get a little bit, you know, apprehensive until I see some actual gameplay and determine, oh, okay, so this is the real people working on it. L1 plus R1 must unleash some kind of ultimate. It's just there. Not doing anything. Now, I know this game is going to have multiple playable characters. Io there just healed us. So she's a support character. I don't know if at the time it was known that this game was going to have multiple playable characters. But now we do. Because we've seen it. So I wonder if it has an active change system where you can change characters on the fly during battle. So far I haven't seen any like perfect dodge mechanics. Obviously dodging takes you out of the way of an attack. Neutralizes an attack completely because it doesn't hit you. So that's always something that you should be aiming for, probably. But I haven't seen, like, Platinum Games is known for like their perfect dodge mechanics, where if you dodge at the perfect time, time slows down, or you gain some special abilities. I'm surprised I haven't seen any of that yet. But it might be too soon. Now there's the ultimate. Oh, and Io is also sending her ultimate. Are we all gonna do ultimates one at a time? That's exciting. So that was Rakam, and then it's the guy that I don't know. Full chain. That was a cool combo. That was really, really awesome. I like that a lot. I believe that's the end of the first gameplay that we got. So with that, we're gonna move on to the first trailer. Actually, I don't know if this is the first or the second trailer, but either way, here's one of two trailers. I really hope this game comes over. Like, every promotional material I've seen about this has been Japanese. I have seen zero English marketing for this game, and it's... that first gameplay, I believe, was from January this year. So it's been a while since they've been working on it and showing it in Japan, and the fact that I haven't seen any English material for this is a little bit concerning. Like I said, this is my first venture into Relink, my first bit of research. If you know any extra info, make sure to share it in the comments. So this is going to be good for like different boss showcases and different environment showcases. That's usually what these types of trailers are good for. That character was also in Versus, but she's not in the anime. I'm going to say she's Vice, but I'm not sure. There's the sword guy. The flaming sword guy. Is Catalina known for like parrying abilities? Because it seems that's what they're doing with her in the Arc Systems game in Versus, is they're gonna give her some armor and parry abilities, and I just saw her parrying an attack during a clip here. In the anime, she doesn't seem like that, but I can see her being a parry type of character, but like she doesn't rely heavily on parrying. So I wonder if that's her thing. That's a Bahamut. Don't worry, he's a good guy. Why is he attacking the ship? Okay, I take it back. Why is he attacking the ship? Oh, that looks good. That looks good. I think we're gonna get some more environmental destruction on the next gameplay demo. If the previous one and the trailer are looking underwhelming, Okay, so this is the main character, but it's the female version. And a lot of people don't consider this to be the main character. They say the other one's better and stuff, but honestly, like, they have the same personality. If you like Gran, who is the male character, better than, what is this, Jita? If you like Gran better than the female character, it's because of the gender, purely because of the gender, because they have the exact same personality. You could just take one's voice lines, put it in the other, and like, they behave exactly the same. Next trailer. Alright. Catalina is the star of the trailer once again. They're really making her the main character here, aren't they? Or maybe they were just holding back the Gran reveal. I mean, they did show Jita last time. Okay. And here are some snippets of combat. Yeah. Io is the mage, she stands in the back, we've seen her heal. Catalina is a swordswoman. There you go, some support attacks while she fights in the front lines. Is that Goblin spellcaster? Nothing wrong about Goblin spellcasters. I was just wondering what it was. Okay, we're gonna have a snippet of the same boss. And we've seen these shots. Yep. That's a giant crab. That's just a giant crab. Was a giant crab in the previous trailer? There you go. See the parry? Yeah, it probably was. This is probably a bigger version. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I definitely wasn't paying attention. The giant crab was in the previous trailer. Okay. Because then I remember that scene. Alright, this is just the same stuff. Let's fast forward, see Bahamut shows up and nothing else. Okay. The final video we have today is the most recent gameplay demo. And this one is several minutes long. So strap in. We're gonna see a lot. Here's Gran, finally. And Lydia and Vern. I don't know what. How do they say his name in the dubbed version? I still I haven't watched it, but they write that little creature's name. They write it Vyrn, so like Virn. But in Japanese they just say Bin. So I have a tough time spelling his name. Bin! Oh, the lack of footstep sounds always bother me. It's still early. It's a mining town. Tempeal. Yeah, let's go. Hurry up, the wind, something. So there's a primal beast, right? And this must be it. Oh boy. And it's able to control the winds. But it's not Tiamat. Okay. So in this world, for those who don't know, there are these primal beasts. And this is a concept you might have seen in other games, in other anime, which are these huge monsters that control the elements. Now some cities, some towns, let's give an early example of the anime. There's a town that has a lot of flying ships, and they used to praise Tiamat, the goddess Tiamat, for the breeze she would provide the town, so ships could set sail easily, right? With time, they learned more about weather, and they stopped worshipping the goddess. Then the goddess got mad, because the goddess turns out it was real, and she controls the winds, and you know, she threw some tornadoes at the town. This is a very, very simplified version of the events, in case you want to watch them, just so I don't spoil the whole thing. You attack from the front and the shield just blocks everything. That's good. Can't just power through stuff. That's good. So yeah, there are primal beasts in this world. The one that controls the seas, for instance, is Leviathan. I'm sure if you've played a Final Fantasy, you know, you've already heard that name. You know what it does. There's the Tree of Life, Yggdrasil. There's a bunch of primal beasts. And that might be what we're dealing with here. Of course, I'm speculating. This is my first impression. Treasure chests just laying around. So this isn't as open as I thought. Because if you take the entire demo since the beginning into consideration, we've been pretty much on a narrow path, right? A very linear path. Like, we can jump from the bridge down here, but like, it's not an open space. It's a very linear path, but that might also be because it's a quote-unquote dungeon. She used her ultimate. She's gonna chain her ultimate. Two chain. Oh, and after... Okay, so if they both chain, they're gonna throw another special after that for some bonus damage. So if the boss in the previous demo didn't die, there was potentially another... There was an item right there, dude. There was potentially another burst of damage waiting to happen. Alright, so you beat the monsters, you're able to unlock this, keep running. And as you can see, it's very linear. And I'm okay with that. Not every game needs to be an open world. And this is the destructible environment that I told you guys we're gonna be witnessing. These cutscenes look okay. Like, the game in motion looks really, really good. But when you do the in-engine cutscenes, it feels like it's lacking something. I don't know. Ooh, staggering animations. It's not final, I guess. There you go. Falling debris gauntlets. Run, 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 run. Are these two diverging paths? What happens if you go to the right? He actually didn't go the way I thought he was gonna go. What? So you can't just destroy the pots? Because there might be mimic pots? And he had to unleash a special attack to destroy the goddamn mimic? Wow. Okay. The revenge of the pots. They had enough of your bullshit in Dark Souls. Okay. It seems like this ultimately is the path they need to go towards. And now you need to run because everything's gonna fall. If you were fast enough, you could have gone up there and gotten that collectible. Or item or whatever that was. Just keep running. And at the end of this, there's gotta be a boss fight against the creature. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can get it. Oh boy, yeah, that animation is slow enough to make you nervous. Yeah, this is terrible timing for enemies to be fighting and spotting. It's like, oh, no, 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 fight, 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 faster. That's good. Yeah, wait for the Lydia. Well done. Man, if I fail my mission because Lydia falls... Ugh. I'm gonna be mad. Gonna be mad. Nice. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The running in uneven surfaces looks just really, really fun. What shot out of the mine? Oh, was it just the wind? think Lydia knows his name. I didn't hear what it was. But she can hear the voices of the primal beasts and even communicate with them, which is something that only, supposedly, an ancient race known as the Astrals should be able to do. Is Lydia an Astral? I don't know. We'll find out. She doesn't know for sure. She doesn't remember much. Lydia is the blue-haired girl, in case it wasn't obvious enough. So here's how this would go in the anime, and I don't know if they move away from this or not later. But a primal beast is really angry because something else is controlling them or making them angry, and usually you just destroy a crystal attached to their body and they go back to normal. And I don't know if they get away from that or if that's going to be like the repeating cycle of this. Which I find a little bit annoying. Because it's like, why can't primal beasts be evil? Just let them be evil. Like, yeah, now you gotta deal with them. No, there's no magic crystal that if you destroy they become good and everything's solved. No. Deal with evil primal beasts, please. I don't see a crystal anywhere. And I don't know if there's a primal beast. It does control the elements though. So he's got a second bar called Mode. And he's charging that bar. When he attacks, when he gets attacked, he's also charging it up. Cut his legs. Whoop. No, get out, circle, red circle, bad. World of Warcraft taught me that. Lydia's got some shields. So Lydia fights together with Gran. You notice that Lydia doesn't have a health bar on the left. You're fighting with Gran, Katarina, Rakam, and Io. Lydia is just a part of Gran. And so he's down, so he's gonna take a lot of damage, but that mode bar is just filling up, so... This looks cool. This looks really cool. Like, the combat in this looks super satisfying. Even if it's like somewhat limited because, you know, there are multiple playable characters, so you can't really make the combat too complex, otherwise you gotta make complex combat for every character or make every character play the same, which are both bad solutions. Like, even the basic attack stuff seems satisfying enough. As I told you, like Gran, just like Catalina, has 4 special attacks. And this unique boss fight, apparently, you just have to get close to Lydia. Hi, she summoned Bahamut out of nowhere. It's cool. And mode. The mode bar is full. Yep, he transformed. He's in overdrive. What does that mean? We'll find out. Okay, that was 2 slices. Look at Gran's health. That was 2 slices. Yeah. At this point, you gotta be careful. Can I say, hey, Hio? Hio, can you heal yourself? I get you're putting healing circles over here, but can you heal yourself? I don't want you to die. That'd be really, really bad. Someone's tornadoes, like, your position seems to be so important. It's not just dishing out damage like many JRPGs. It's not a stats game. It's a very skill-based game too. Just your positioning can do wonders for you. I bet, like, yeah, there are damage numbers and stuff, so stats will definitely play a role in this. But just dodging out of the way seems to do a lot. Look at those, like, I hope this thing just one-shots you. I mean, maybe not this, because this is fast. But like the big obvious red circle, for instance, like, no, get out or you die. Like, the obvious attacks should just kill you. This one should just kill you. Yeah. When they telegraph attacks this hard, they should be very, very punishing. And I'd be okay with that. But it's also an RPG. So, ooh. What did you break? Sorry, I'm gonna rewind. Oh, overdrive was slowly depleting. I think they broke it. Alright. So... is that the ultimate? Is it R3 and L3 now? There you go. Rakam's ultimate. Gran's ultimate. It's a bunch of slices. Catalina's ultimate. It's the spectral swords or whatever. And finally, Io is going to throw a lightning storm at the guy. 4-chain. Big explosion. Big damage. That looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. That looks super satisfying to land. Super satisfying. So he wasn't dead. He didn't deplete his health. So there are cutscenes in the middle of boss fights, which is something that I'm also a very big fan of. Of course it's a lady. It's always a lady, isn't it? I am not mad that they didn't show the rest of this fight, because I actually want to see it for myself. But I would like to know if the fight actually continues. Because I don't know. Like, the fight could just end there before it's actually over. Or they could have a cutscene in the middle of the fight and then just continue the fight with essentially a different boss, because she just changed shapes, right? But I gotta say, everything about this looks right up my alley. This action hack and slash combat with some RPG mechanics. I love Ni no Kuni. I love Ni no Kuni too. It was really, really good. So you make that combat even more actiony. I'm all for it. Now, obviously, I had a lot of questions while watching this, and this is where research is gonna come in, and you know, I'm gonna try to answer those questions myself and maybe make another video in the future. In the meantime, if you can help me out, any questions that I had, any answers you might have, leave them in the comments down below. If not, just let me know what you thought of the game. You know, you have my opinion now. I'd love to know yours. And I hope your holidays were fantastic. And as always, I want to say thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.